Is Wendy Williams going to return for the end of her daytime talk show, The Wendy Williams Show? And well, apparently, according to sources, staffers want her to return to end her show. And will Wendy and Sherri sit down for a conversation? We shall see. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we've been following a lot of the Wendy Williams stories. As you know, the most recent story we had was Wendy Williams' interview with Fat Joe, where she sort of shaded Sherri, saying that I'm not going to watch that show. I know what that's going to be. I'm not interested. After she said that, of course, when Sherri Shepherd was on IG Live, a person asked her if she had saw what Wendy had said. And basically, she sort of shaded Wendy also by saying Wendy is not well. And a lot of you said, well, based on that Fat Joe interview, she didn't seem well. Well, just yesterday, we reported it seems like Wendy Williams might be well enough to get a $100 million podcast deal. But I said to you before, that could just be Wendy's people trying to change the narrative. And Wendy's people, although they may be new to her team, are in these streets trying to get the word out about Wendy Williams' grand return. But as you know, according to multiple sources, the Wendy Williams Show is going to end, despite Wendy Williams saying differently. Staffers, and according to page 6, mid-level to lower producers are wanting Wendy to come back, at least for the last episode to close out the Wendy Williams Show. Now that's something I would watch. Wendy seems to be at least well enough to be doing interviews. She's done a couple of interviews already in the last couple of months. And some people have said the only reason why she's doing that is so that Wells Fargo will let her money go so that they know that she is of sound mind, something that they have accused her of not being. There's talk about how to say goodbye, and a lot of people on staff feel like there should be a tribute to Wendy or some kind of farewell, because at the end of the day, it's her show and she's not there for it. The insider insists that staffers are angling for her to return for one last show because they have all these fond memories. Remember, the show's been on for how many seasons? People want her to come back. A lot of people, especially the mid and low level producers, signed up for the show because of Wendy Williams. It feels like it's just going to end without her. It's weird, and we've all said that. We've all said that. This would be the first time in daytime talk show history that I can remember of a daytime talk show ending this way. According to page 6, another source told them the staffers are still traumatized, though, over Wendy Williams' alleged erratic behavior. You may also recall during the time when Wendy was not on air and they were saying, oh, Wendy's not well. Right now she has COVID. She has this, da-da-da-da. There were rumors already that staffers were worried about their jobs and the likelihood of this show not coming back. There have been days where people thought that they wouldn't have a job because she wouldn't show up to work. So this idea that there's some conundrum, no, according to a source. She held the fate of almost 125 staffers' ability to care for their families in her hands. They're glad they finally have some security in their life with Shepherd's show. Now, here's the thing. I like Sherri Shepherd. I think she did a good job filling in for Wendy Williams. But daytime talk, especially in a new show, especially the way that Sherri Shepherd's show is starting, there's no guarantee. They're hoping that the Wendy audience will stay, along with new people that like Sherri will come to this show. But honestly, I don't know, especially with what Sherri said. And look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what Sherri said. I would have preferred if Sherri just been like, I wish Wendy well, instead of saying anything, because I think on some level, no matter how you want to spin it, people felt like she shaded Wendy, and even Wendy's spokesperson kind of alluded to that. I'll get to that in a second. But I know that staffers understand daytime talk, but there is no job. You might get one more year. I hope everyone's looking for a job. I'm just saying, let's be real. There's no guarantee with a new show that they're going to have job security. However, they have more job security if what the streets have been saying about Wendy's behavior and insurability, according to sources, yes, of course, Sherri is going to be a little bit more insurable. So according to Page 6, they said that Shepherd will inherit most of Williams' production staff when her show debuts in September. And while it's not confirmed, Shepherd is expected to guest host the last episodes of Wendy Williams Show, which makes it awkward because she's the one replacing her, according to a source. Williams' final episode is slated to air June 17th, and a third insider, damn, there's a lot of insiders here. Third insider confirmed Sherri is returning to guest host, but the last day of production is not set. How do you guys feel about that? Do you want to see Sherri Shepherd host the final episode, or maybe they should do like a bunch of different hosts come and host? You guys always have great thoughts, and trust and believe, producers are looking through the comments. So Wendy Williams told Page 6 that she would love the chance to actually speak with Sherri and sit down and meet after she shaded her in her most recent interview with Fat Joe. According to Page 6 Insider, they quipped. They said, save it for September when Sherri's new show debuts. Oh, they're getting shady behind the scenes, y'all. And when they say insider, it's their people. Just saying. Wendy Williams' attorney, LaShawn Thomas, has said Wendy's requesting to have a sit down with Sherri to have a meeting of the minds is the perfect solution as she has no ill will or intent. Shepherd, on the other hand, according to Page 6, is, quote, unbothered by it all. She's not paying attention. Nobody has any interest in Wendy but the people online. Come on. Sherri, this insider is you. It's not just the people online. And you know we're going to be watching these ratings. We will see what a Sherri Shepherd show will look like on its own. Because no matter what you want to say about the Wendy Williams Show, it wasn't about that staff and production. Yes, they're important because I'm always saluting the people behind the scenes. But the star of that show was Wendy Williams. That's why they went away from doing all the normal daytime talk show stuff. Yes, they sprinkled it in there, but they went from doing a few minutes of Hot Topics to doing 20 minutes of Hot Topics because Wendy Williams was that good. And people around the world stay tuned for Wendy Williams. So it's not just the people online that are wondering what's going on with Wendy and that are concerned about Wendy and that are interested in Wendy Williams. Sherri. According to Page 6, they said Wendy Williams recently hired a new rep, Sean Zanotti, despite saying she only has $2 to her name. But they're all, they'll work for Wendy because they know the money's there. They're just waiting on the money from Wells Fargo. Zanotti did not get back to Page 6 about this particular article, but told Page 6 earlier in the day, I personally feel that it's difficult to wish a person well, which Sherri did, while attempting to health shame them at the same time. Especially since Wendy was the one who created multiple platforms that gave Sherri several opportunities. Wendy is an icon and she should be respected as such. You're probably wondering what do they mean multiple platforms? Not just her daytime talk show. Sherri admitted she also did Wendy's comedy show. If you remember Wendy from the radio, she had her own comedy show here in New York City. And she's had Sherri on her show multiple times to promote her projects. According to Wendy sources, they're saying that Wendy is preparing to get her show back in motion. I know a lot of people are debating, is it the Wendy Williams Show or is it something else? As I said to you before, according to sources, she is trying to negotiate a $100 million podcast deal either with iHeartRadio or Spotify. Some of you had some really great ideas. Like, she doesn't need either one of them. She can just get all the financing from people that want to advertise on her show. She doesn't need Spotify or iHeartRadio. I mean, she would need them if she wants them to, first of all, land even bigger deals. So I can see, and this is Wendy Williams. Why shouldn't she get the Joe Rogan treatment on a podcast? She is very entertaining and has proven that over the years. I'm not sure if we still have the same Wendy that we had for many years, but if we're talking about who deserves it, just saying. But a third insider tells Page Six it's not happening. It's wishful thinking that she's going to appear on any last episodes. The woman has not shown up to work since July. Everyone is just ready to move on. A rep for Shepard and the Wendy Williams Show did not get back to Page Six. They were just talking through their insiders. I hope you guys understand this. This is part of the reason why I don't want to assume that you understand the way that this media game, this celebrity game works. These insiders are not necessarily who you think they are. They're not just someone just walking by or someone that is close to the situation and overheard something. This is a PR team sitting with the person we're talking about and plotting on how we're going to get this information out to who we bought and paid. Just saying. So, Sherri, I'm looking at you, and Wendy, I'm looking at you too. I don't know who you have in your whole situation, but I'm a little concerned. I am also a little concerned about the people around Wendy Williams because everybody is trying to get a payday. And that's the thing. When you reach a certain level of success, you don't know who's truly genuine around you. That's why so many of these celebrities, and some of you say that's a terrible thing to do, is to have family there, but sometimes family is the best choice. And part of the reason why she had Kelvin around for so long, he was, although she married him, was her family and probably did have her back on a lot of levels, especially when it came to business. But damn, I just hate to see Wendy Williams go out like this. I do have a little hope, maybe bring her back for that last show, just so she's able to say goodbye to the show she started and made millions for the network, for the advertisers, and for all those staffers that are there. And I do hope that Sherri is successful for them and for her. Guys, as always, I want to continue this conversation below. I want to know your thoughts on this. What would you like to see in regards to the Wendy Williams Show send-off? And will you be watching the Sherri Shepherd Show? They are watching, so let them know what you think about Sherri Shepherd's response to everything. Let's continue the conversation there. And as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload.